My heels tap against the glossy marble floor of my apartment building's lobby, the sound reverberating in the quiet of a Tuesday evening. Another 14-hour workday done. Another milestone achieved for Horizon Brands. The client was practically embracing me after my presentation. I glance at my phone again. Still no messages. The elevator doors glide open with a gentle chime and I step inside, catching my reflection in the mirrored walls. Quinn Edwards, turning 32 today, senior PR executive, draped in exhaustion like a costly fragrance. My green eyes stare back, searching for something worth celebrating. The screen on my phone stays blank. No texts, no calls. I tell myself it's unimportant. I'm an adult managing multi-million-dollar accounts. Birthdays are for kids. But when I unlock my apartment door, the small cake I purchased for myself this morning sits on the coffee table, silently accusing. A lone candle stands unlit in its center, a sad little sentinel waiting for orders that won't arrive. Happy birthday to me, I murmur to no one. Dropping my leather briefcase beside the sofa, I slip off my heels and sink into the cushions. Tonight, my apartment feels empty, despite the careful touches I've added to make it feel like home. The clock on the wall ticks steadily toward midnight, marking the final moments of my birthday. My phone remains stubbornly quiet. I reach for my laptop, planning to distract myself with work until this day ends. Maybe review that proposal once more. But my fingers betray me, clicking open Facebook. The first post stops me cold. There's my brother Miles raising a champagne glass, surrounded by smiling faces. A banner hangs behind him. Congratulations on your promotion. My father's arm rests on his shoulder, pride beaming from his face. My mother stands on his other side, gazing up at her son with a radiant smile. The timestamp shows the photos were posted 4 hours ago. On my birthday, I scroll down, each image a fresh cut, dozens of pictures. The entire extended family is there, aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen in years, all gathered to celebrate Miles. The comments blur before my eyes. So proud of our superstar, my father wrote. The Edwards legacy continues, my mother added. My hand trembles as I set the laptop down. They didn't forget my birthday. They chose to celebrate something else instead. A memory surfaces unbidden. Me, 11 years old, sitting alone at a restaurant table. A single birthday candle melting into my cake as I waited for my family to return from Miles's debate competition. They'd promised they'd be back in time. They weren't. At 17, I was sent to Grandma's for my birthday weekend while my parents toured Yale with Miles. It's his future, Quinn, my father had said, avoiding my gaze. My college graduation, overshadowed by Miles's engagement announcement at what was meant to be my celebration dinner. The conversation swiftly turning from my summa cum laude honors to wedding venues and guest lists. Just last month, my father brushed off the Horizon campaign that boosted client revenue by 41%. It's just advertising, Quinn, he'd said, checking his watch. Not like Miles's work in finance. That's real impact. I scroll through my contacts, family names blurring together. People who've never once called to ask about my achievements, my struggles, my life. An email notification pings on my screen. I open it mechanically, then blink at the message. My performance bonus for the Horizon campaign, $82,000. My phone rings, startling me. My mother's name flashes on the screen. For a fleeting moment, hope stirs in my chest. Hello, I answer, hating the eagerness in my voice. Quinn, darling, my mother's voice bubbles through. I'm so glad I caught you. We're planning a little something for Miles and Jessica's anniversary next month, and I was hoping you could help. Nothing big, just managing the catering and maybe decorations. You're so good at those things. The clock strikes midnight. My birthday is officially over. Mom, I say, my voice trembling. Today was my birthday. A pause. Oh, she sounds genuinely surprised. Oh, honey, with Miles's big promotion, it just slipped our minds. Slipped their minds as always. I stare at the email still open on my laptop. An $82,000, more money than I've ever had at once. Something shifts inside me, like tectonic plates realigning. My voice steadies. Don't worry about it, Mom. I say, the words emerging from a new, unfamiliar place. I understand what matters to this family, and for the first time, I truly do. 4 days later at work, my fingers hover over the keyboard, frozen in disbelief. A group chat I wasn't meant to see, but thanks to Mom's accidental invitation, I'm in. Messages sprawl across my screen like evidence at a crime scene. Each one more. Dan and Quinn should contribute significantly to Miles's anniversary gift, my father wrote. At least 20,000. My mother's reply follows. She just got that bonus. It's time she supports the family for once. And there it is. My name, spelled Quinn, with 1 instead of 2. My own mother can't even spell my name right. I lean back in my office chair, the leather creaking. The Chicago skyline sparkles beyond my window, buildings gleaming in the afternoon sun. Inside Horizon PR's glass-walled conference room, I'm supposed to be prepping for tomorrow's client meeting. Instead, I'm learning just how little I matter to those who should care most. My phone vibrates. Jennifer pokes her head through my doorway, her dark curls bouncing. "Your brother's online too," she says, then narrows her eyes at my expression. "Everything okay?" "Miles used my contacts at Regentech," I say, turning my laptop toward her. "Pulled their marketing director into a meeting for his investment firm, without asking me." Jennifer scans the emails, her frown deepening. "This is the 3rd time he's done this. And your dad thinks you should give him 20,000 for an anniversary party." She lets out a low whistle. "That's messed up, Quinn. Apparently, it's time I support the family for once," I say, the words bitter on my tongue. "What exactly have they done for you lately?" Jennifer asks, perching on my desk's edge. Her bluntness is why we've been friends since orientation 5 years ago. The question lingers as my office phone blinks. Miles, waiting for me to pick up, probably wanting another contact, another favor. "Your bonus was well earned," Jennifer continues. "Lawrence wouldn't have approved it otherwise." As if summoned, my boss appears in the doorway. Lawrence Chen, CEO of Horizon PR, impeccable in his charcoal suit despite the late hour. "Quinn, the Westfield campaign numbers just came in," he says, sliding a folder across my desk. "A 41% increase in their quarterly revenue. The board is thrilled." His smile reaches his eyes. "This is why I fought for your bonus. You've earned every penny." After he leaves, Jennifer squeezes my shoulder. "See, at least someone appreciates you." I finally answer Miles's call, keeping my voice professional despite the anger simmering beneath. He needs Regentech's chief marketing officer at his dinner tomorrow. Important potential client. Family helping family. "I'll see what I can do," I say, non-committal. That evening, I stop by Mrs. Bennett's apartment on the 3rd floor. She opens the door with a warm smile, the scent of freshly baked cookies wafting from her kitchen. "Right on time," she says, ushering me inside. At 84, Mrs. Bennett moves with the resolve of someone half her age. These oatmeal cookies won't eat themselves. We sit at her small kitchen table, the checkered tablecloth soft under my fingers. For 3 years, Tuesday evenings have been our ritual. Me bringing takeout, her providing dessert. The family I've chosen, not the one I was born into. "You look troubled," she observes, sliding the cookie plate closer. I tell her about the emails, about Miles using my contacts, about the 20,000 they expect me to contribute. "And they spelled my name wrong," I finish, hearing the childish hurt in my voice. Mrs. Bennett's hand covers mine. Some parents never see their children clearly, too busy admiring their own reflection. Her words linger as I head home, changing for the family dinner I've dreaded for days. My apartment feels like a sanctuary now, far from what awaits at my parents' house. On Saturday evening, the Edwards family mansion looms over Lakeshore Drive, 3 stories of stone and privilege. Inside, my mother Claudia fusses with floral arrangements while my father Richard pours a scotch. Miles and his wife, Jessica, sit on the leather sofa, looking like a country club ad. Dinner unfolds with its usual rhythm. My father dominates, detailing Miles's recent promotion. My mother chimes in with the perfect anecdote. I push salmon around my plate, waiting for the inevitable. It arrives with dessert. "Quinn," my father says, setting his coffee cup down with deliberate precision, "we need to discuss your contribution to Miles and Jessica's anniversary celebration." The room seems to shrink. All eyes turn to me. 20,000 would cover the venue and catering, he continues. As the only family member with a recent windfall, it seems appropriate. My mother nods, her pearl earrings glinting. "Family supports family, darling." The words ignite something in me. Family supports family. When have they supported me? "I can't," I say quietly. My father frowns, not registering my refusal. "I beg your pardon. I can't contribute $20,000, I say, my voice steadying. "That's a quarter of my bonus. I have other plans for it." Silence falls, heavy and unfamiliar. No one in this room is used to hearing no from Queen Edwards. "What other plans could possibly take precedence over your brother's celebration?" My father's voice drops, dangerous. "My future." I reply simply. My mother's face crumples, tears welling. After all we've done for you, she whispers, her performance designed to maximize guilt. What exactly have you done for me? The question slips out before I can stop it. My father rises, towering over the table. I will not tolerate ingratitude in this house. Your brother is the real achiever in this family. The least you can do is support his success. His words hit like a well-aimed dart, striking a lifelong bruise. I stand, legs unsteady. I need to go, I say, grabbing my purse. My mother reaches for my arm. Quinn, please, don't make a scene. But for once, I don't smooth things over. I don't retreat. I walk out the front door, guilt trailing like a shadow, but something else too, resolve. For the first time in 32 years, I've refused to fade into my brother's background. It feels terrifying. It feels right. In my car, hands still shaking on the steering wheel, I make a promise to myself, this is just the beginning. A week later, my mother calls every morning at exactly 7:15. I've started leaving my phone in the bathroom while I make coffee. Quinn, sweetie, this rebellious phase needs to end. Her voice echoes as I apply mascara. Your father hasn't slept properly since that dinner. I watch myself in the mirror, noting the familiar tightness around my mouth. Mom, I'm not rebellious. I'm 32. Then why are you breaking our hearts? After everything we've sacrificed for you. The mascara wand freezes. What exactly have you sacrificed for me? She gasps, genuinely shocked. How can you ask that? We gave you everything. I have a meeting. I need to go. I hang up before she can reply. By afternoon, my father strides through Horizon Brand's glass doors, his tailored suit and commanding presence turning heads. Jennifer catches my eye across the conference room, mouthing, "Code red," before vanishing. I intercept him near reception. Dad, this is my workplace. Then act like a professional, he says, his voice carrying, drawing eyes from nearby cubicles. Professionals honor family obligations. Lower your voice, I say, guiding him to an empty meeting room aware of curious glances. What do you want? Your mother hasn't stopped crying. Is that what you wanted? To punish us because we missed one birthday. The dismissal sparks something molten inside me. Try 20 years of birthdays, graduations, achievements. You always exaggerate, he says, checking his watch. The point is, Miles deserves our support. 20,000 from your bonus is fair. My phone buzzes with an emergency alert from our biggest client. I have to handle this crisis. We'll talk later. I do too. This isn't over, Quinn. Actually, it is. I close the door behind me, hands trembling but voice steady as I dial the client. 3 hours later, I stand before our executive team, presenting the crisis management strategy that saved the Westridge account. My voice doesn't falter. That was extraordinary work, our CEO says afterward, hand on my shoulder. You saved a $3 million account with that quick thinking. The client called me personally to sing your praises. Pride blooms warm in my chest, unfamiliar but welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Back in my office, I notice 6 missed calls from Miles and a text, "Mom's crying every night because of you. Fix this." I silence my phone and turn to the stack of congratulatory emails from colleagues and clients. The contrast is stark. At work, I'm valued. At home, I'm an afterthought unless I'm giving something. 3 weeks after my birthday, I sit alone in a corner cafe, laptop open, a half-eaten slice of carrot cake beside me. At a nearby table, friends surround a young woman wearing a paper crown, laughing and offering shiny, wrapped gifts. "Make a wish, Amanda," someone calls as she blows out her candles. I watch their easy affection, their genuine celebration of her. The realization hits like a stone. I'll never have this with my family. No achievement will make them see me. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Without deciding, I type, "Lakefront property, Michigan." The search yields dozens of results. I click one of 4, bedroom house with wide windows facing the water, a wooden deck wrapping around 3 sides, mature pines offering privacy. Price $3,665. I study the photos, something expanding in my chest with each swipe. This could be mine, my refuge, my choice. The next morning, I call a realtor and arrange a private viewing. 2 days later, I stand on that wooden deck, watching sunlight dance across the lake. The owners are motivated sellers. The realtor explains, they've moved to Arizona. "I'll take it," I hear myself say. "I can make a substantial down payment." Her eyebrows lift. "Don't you want to think about it? Maybe show your family?" "No," I say, the word clean and definitive. "This is for me." Days later, the mortgage approval comes through thanks to my excellent credit. I sign papers in a quiet office, each signature a declaration of independence. Mrs. Bennet, my neighbor who's shown more interest in my life than my mother ever has, joins me at the closing. "You're doing the right thing, dear," she says, patting my hand as I receive the keys. "Sometimes we need to build our own sanctuary." I spend weekends at the lake house, transforming it room by room. The walls fill with framed awards and photos of moments I'm proud of. My college graduation, the team celebration after landing the Westridge account, the magazine cover featuring my PR campaign. The master bedroom becomes my favorite space. I hang a small wooden sign on the door, "The Birthday Suite." Inside, I place a reading chair by the lake, view window, stack books I've always wanted to read on the nightstand, and splurge on the softest bedding. On a bright Sunday, I draft housewarming invitations for Jennifer, my colleagues, and Mrs. Bennet. My finger hovers over my family's contacts, years of conditioning urging me to include them. Instead, I press send, inviting only those who've celebrated my successes, who see me clearly. The action feels small but monumental, like laying the first stone in a foundation of boundaries I'm just beginning to build. That night, I sit on my deck, watching stars reflect on the dark water, my phone left inside. For the first time in my adult life, I feel powerful, not just successful or accomplished, but powerful in the way that comes from choosing yourself when no one else will. Tomorrow, the calls will continue, the guilt trips will intensify. But here, in this space that's mine alone, their voices begin to fade. On Sunday, my thumb hovers over the post button. 3 deep breaths, then I press it. The photo isn't remarkable, just me on the new cedar deck barefoot, holding a glass of Pinot Noir, Lake Michigan stretching endlessly behind me. The caption matters. "Weekend at my new lake house, birthday gift to myself." I set my phone down on the weathered railing and lift my face to the golden Michigan sunset. The September air hints at autumn, crisp against my skin. For 20 minutes, I breathe, watching light play across gentle waves as chickadees call from nearby pines. When I check my phone, the notifications stop me cold. 17 missed calls, 32 texts. My mother has called 8 times in 15 minutes. I silence the ringer and slip the phone into my jeans. Not today. Instead, I settle into the Adirondack chair I assembled yesterday after writing invitations and watch the sun sink, painting the water in amber and rose. The lake house is vast, 4 bedrooms, open kitchen, stone fireplace. But every inch is mine. Every choice, from the sage green exterior to the vintage brass doorknobs, reflects decisions I made without seeking approval. My phone buzzes again, persistent as a wasp. Jennifer's comment pops up, "You deserve this and more." Can't wait to see it in person. Monday morning brings 6 voicemails from my mother, each more frantic. "Quinn, call me back immediately. Where did you get money for a house? Your father wants to know. This is irresponsible. Call us. People are asking questions we can't answer. How do you think this makes us look? Your brother is driving to your work. You better be there." The final message arrives at 10 a.m. Dine. "Family emergency meeting tomorrow night. We expect you there. Don't make this worse." I delete them all and make blueberry pancakes in my new kitchen. By afternoon, I've hung curtains in the master bedroom and assembled patio furniture when my work phone rings. It's Jennifer. "Your brother showed up at the office looking for you," she says. "He seemed shaken when I told him you'd taken the week off. Asked if I knew where you were. What did you tell him? That your whereabouts weren't mine to share." Then he got that Edwards family look, like I was unreasonable for respecting your privacy. I laugh, surprised by the sound. "Thank you. Don't thank me yet." He cornered Devin from accounting, who mentioned Michigan. Heads up, they might figure it out. I gaze at my lakefront property, where autumn leaves drift across fresh-cut grass. Let them. Saturday brings my impromptu housewarming. Colleagues arrive with practical gifts and genuine smiles. My boss, Greg, brings a costly cabernet with a handwritten note, "To celebrating yourself." We toast on the deck watching boats drift by. Mrs. Bennet arrives last, her silver hair in an elegant bun, carrying a quilt made from blue and green fabric scraps. "For your bedroom," she says, eyes crinkling with warmth. "Every home needs something handmade with love." I blink back tears as she hugs me. "I'm so proud of you," she whispers. We grill steaks and corn on the deck, music from a portable speaker mingling with laughter. I take photos, friends on new furniture, sunset reflections in windows, Mrs. Bennet teaching Jennifer to fold napkins properly. I post these too, each image highlighting my family's absence while showcasing those who show up for me. Sunday evening, my father texts, "Where did you get house money?" Answer immediately. I pour another glass of wine and don't respond. Monday, the family gossip network is in overdrive. My cousin Elaine calls, voice hushed with calculated concern. "Everyone's talking about your lake house." Aunt Claudia's beside herself. "Uncle Richard wanted a family meeting, but you weren't there." I was busy hanging shelves. I reply, surprised by my calm. "Quinn." She pauses dramatically. "People are saying things." "What things?" "That you're hiding money. That you're having a breakdown. That this is about jealousy over Miles's success." I laugh, a real laugh from somewhere new inside me. That sounds exactly like something my family would say. Thursday night, my mother calls. I answer on the fourth ring, settling into my porch swing. "Quinn, Elizabeth Edwards," she begins, voice tight with controlled fury. "This has gone far enough. The Petersons, the Carsons, even Reverend Wallace are asking about your situation." My situation. This attention-seeking behavior. Buying a house without consulting the family. Posting those photos. People are asking questions. I rock gently, watching a heron glide across the water. "What questions?" Her voice drops to a whisper. "Why you'd need to buy yourself a birthday present. Why we weren't there to celebrate." It's creating an uncomfortable situation for this family. How interesting, I say, keeping my tone light. It's almost like actions have consequences. "We need to fix this," she says, her voice hardening. "I'm organizing a family dinner Sunday night. Your father and I will explain this was a misunderstanding. That we've always supported you." The old Quinn would have agreed, desperate to smooth things over. But that Quinn doesn't live here anymore. "I'm available Tuesday next week," I say, 7 o'clock, "and I'll bring the photo albums." "What photo albums?" I smile into the phone. "The ones I've kept since I was 11, documenting everything." For once my mother has no response. On Tuesday, the granite steps of my parents' mansion stretch before me like a courthouse walkway. I clutch 3 photo albums tightly, knuckles whitening. The evening sun casts long shadows across the manicured lawn, reaching for me, trying to pull me back into old patterns. I ring the doorbell instead of using my key. Tonight I'm not family, I'm a prosecutor with evidence. The heavy oak door swings open. Dad stands there, 6'2", silver hair perfectly calmed, eyes flicking to the albums, then my face. "You're late," he says, turning away without waiting. No hug, no smile, just criticism. I follow him into the foyer, where Mom waits, tissues clutched, eyes red-rimmed, makeup applied to suggest tears without ruining her look. "Quinn," her voice breaks theatrically. "We've been so worried." I don't respond. The script is too familiar. Her tears, my guilt, my surrender. Not tonight. Miles appears from the living room, drink in hand, pausing when he sees me, his confidence shifting to uncertainty. I stand taller, holding his gaze until he looks away. "Dinner's getting cold," Mom says, turning toward the dining room. The table is set with fine china, candles flickering in silver holders, a peace offering or a bribe. I place the albums on the sideboard and take my usual seat opposite Miles, diagonal from Dad's place at the head. "Your mother made your favorite," Dad says, serving himself first, beef Wellington. "It hasn't been my favorite since high school. Miles prefers it." "Let's cut to the chase," I say, leaving my plate empty. "I know why you called this dinner." Mom sets down her fork with a sigh. "Quinn, sweetheart, we're concerned about your impulsive decisions. Buying that lake house without consulting us." Dad interjects, knife slicing through meat with precision. It reflects poorly on the family. "Reckless spending, poor planning." "It was my bonus money," I say quietly. "Money that could have been invested properly," he continues, ignoring me, "or contributed to something meaningful for the family." Miles clears his throat. "Quinn, no one's saying you can't have nice things, but selling it might keep peace in the family." Mom's been crying every night. Mom dabs at suspiciously dry eyes. "You're breaking your mother's heart," she whispers. I push back my chair and walk to the sideboard. The album feels heavy as I place it at the table's center. "I brought something you should see." Dad's mouth tightens. "We don't have time for scrapbooks." "Make time," I say, my voice unwavering. I open the first album, pages of Miles in party hats, blowing out candles, surrounded by presents ages 6 through 25, each birthday captured professionally. "Turn to page 16, I tell Miles. He hesitates, then flips it. His 18th birthday. A car with a giant bow, Dad handing him keys, Mom crying real tears of joy. I slide the second album forward. This one's mine. Mom reaches for it, fingers trembling as she opens it. Empty pages stare back. A few photos, me alone with store-bought cupcakes, Mrs. Bennett hugging me on my 30th. Nothing else. There was nothing to put in it, I explain. On my 21st birthday you were at Miles's engagement party. Remember? Miles flinches. I open the third album. Family vacations? Disney World, the Grand Canyon, European tours. I'm not in them because I wasn't there, I say. I was left with Grandma at summer camp, or told there wasn't enough money for everyone. Dad stands, chair scraping. What's the point of this melodrama, Quinn? You've always been the difficult one. The point is evidence. I produce a spreadsheet highlighted. This tracks family spending, Miles versus me, college tuition, birthday gifts, car down payments, trips. The numbers tell the story, thousands for Miles, hundreds for me. And this I say, pulling out a worn diary page from when I was 9. I read, maybe next year they'll remember my birthday without Grandma calling. Finally, a photograph, Christmas dinner, 3 years ago. An empty chair with my name on a card. I was in Chicago working. You knew I couldn't come, but you set a place, took this picture, sent it with, "We missed you." You wanted me to feel guilty, but I noticed something. I point to the chair. Look closer. Mom squints. That's not my usual chair, I say. That's where guests sit. Even when you pretend I belong. I'm an outsider. The silence stretches, taut as a wire. Dad's face reddens. What do you want, Quinn? An apology? Fine. We favored Miles. He was the priority, carrying the Edwards name, the legacy. Mom crumples, real tears now. We didn't mean to. It just happened, and became a pattern, and I was easier to ignore. I finish. Miles stares at a photo I placed deliberately, him at 8, surrounded by presents, me at 6, watching from the background, smiling tightly. I gather my evidence, leaving the albums. I don't need your approval anymore, I say, voice clear. I don't need your love, attention, or validation. I waited 32 years for you to see me. I'm done waiting. I turn toward the door, steps steady. Miles calls my name. Mom sobs. Dad stays silent. I pause at the threshold. The albums are yours. Consider them a gift. The door closes with a quiet click, echoing like thunder. A year later, on my birthday, morning sun gilds my lake house deck as I arrange fresh fruit beside a champagne bucket. 33 candles wait on the cake. Jennifer insisted on one for each year, plus one for luck. Need help. Mark from marketing calls, balancing pastries. Just set those anywhere, I say, smoothing my red sundress, checking my watch. Everyone's due soon. A year changes everything. Last birthday I sat alone with a store-bought cake. Today my deck hums with colleagues and new friends, here to celebrate me. My phone buzzes with texts about my promotion to senior director, announced yesterday, celebrated today. The lake sparkles, reflecting a sky that matches my mood. Dr. Levine, my therapist, would call this progress. Weekly sessions have unpacked the family dynamics that shaped me. Generational patterns, she says. Breaking them takes courage. Courage looks like spending Thanksgiving at a Vermont resort, muting manipulative group texts, building new traditions. Quinn, Jennifer raises her mimosa, to the birthday girl who taught us to choose ourselves. Glasses clink, laughter ripples. I soak in the warmth of real connection, unlike the hollow performance of family gatherings. A car door slams. I know that engine, Miles's BMW. He stands awkwardly at the deck's edge, holding a wrapped package. The party quiets as he approaches. Sorry to crash, he says. I wanted to give you this in person. We haven't spoken since the album confrontation, since his perfect family narrative crumbled. Join us, I say, meaning it. Later we sit at the dock's end, the package between us. Therapy's been eye-opening, he admits, watching a sailboat. Dad won't go, but Mom's trying. She talks about you differently now. And you, I ask, I didn't see it until you showed us, how they erased you while spotlighting me. He pushes the package toward me. Open it. Inside, a framed photo I've never seen, me at 7, laughing on our old tire swing alone. Found it in Dad's storage, Miles says. Had it restored, proof you existed, even when no one looked. My throat tightens. Not a solution, but a start. A knock pulls me back to the party. Through the glass, my mother stands on the porch, clutching a bakery box. She insisted on coming, Miles says. I didn't tell her where until today. Her hands tremble as she offers the box, a cupcake with a single candle. Happy birthday, Quinn, she whispers, her rehearsed smile softening into something real. I brought carrot cake. You always liked that, didn't you? I did, she remembered. The party's winding down, I say, stepping aside. You can stay for cake if you'd like. Her relief is tangible. Small steps. After everyone leaves, I walk to the dock as twilight settles. Last year, I stared at an empty inbox in a sterile cafe. Tonight I'm surrounded by thoughtful gifts, echoes of laughter, and boundaries that protect without isolating. My phone chimes. Mrs. Bennett, did you enjoy your day, dear? I smile, typing back for the first time. I truly celebrated myself. The lake house windows glow, light reflecting on gentle waves. I raise my glass to my silhouette against the sunset, toasting the woman who learned validation begins within. What gift have you given yourself that changed everything?